Self-improvement and Clash Royale are two way different topics, but what if I told you that self-improvement is literally just Clash Royale logic? If you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It supports me. I'm giving you guys valuable info, and you guys can help me back. And quick disclaimer, let's just pretend that pay to win doesn't exist. But before we get into the video, I'll be explaining you what the Clash Royale mechanics correspond to self-improvement habits. You spend elixir to play cards. In self-improvement, I like to think of elixir as mental energy and time. You can't necessarily do everything at once. You'll kind of like overcommit in Clash Royale and you'll just burn out. The people who are good at Clash Royale, however, they save their energy or their elixir so they can use it on other things. The levels of your cards in Clash Royale, they represent your skill level. I'm not saying that if you have higher level cards in Clash Royale, you're a better player. But in self-improvement, every time you build up a good habit, your level of your cards increase. And lastly, trophies, I like to think of them as progression to your desired goal. Alright, now that we have known the Clash Royale mechanics that correspond to self-improvement habits, let's get right into the video. Starting at 0 trophies in Clash Royale is the equivalent of having 0 experience in self-improvement. So, you start out with Clash Royale, you don't know what your cards do, you don't really know your skill set basically, and you can't manage your elixir, so you basically can't manage your time, and you're basically just placing troops at the bridge. So that's the same thing with self-improvement. You're going to the gym, let's just take this for an example. You're doing some random exercise, you might be doing it wrong, you don't know because you don't really have any knowledge, but growth will be accelerating because getting to 4K trophies in Clash Royale is really not hard. It's not really a hassle, but also curling from 5 pounds to 10 pounds is also very easy, and it's a 100% growth, so that's pretty big. You're at 4,000 trophies now, and you can curl 10 pounds. Your growth is basically accelerating a lot, but this is where you hit your plateau point. At this point in Clash Royale, you realize that your elixir management isn't good. And it goes for the same way for self-improvement, where your time management isn't good. And this is where you watch YouTube videos. For example, you know, if you can't manage your elixir in Clash Royale, you can go on YouTube and search it up and see how to manage your elixir. And it goes the same way for self-improvement, where you can't really manage your time well, so you go on YouTube, search up on how to manage your time well, so you're getting advice. And once you get that advice, leveling up cards will be good because you won't just be spending your wild cards on random things. You'll actually know what to level up. So your skill set levels up. At this point, you've reached 6,000 trophies, and this is where it really starts to plateau hard. So the reason why you got past your first plateau is because everything was obvious, your mistakes were obvious, and you solved them very quick. But at this point in 6K, you think you're doing everything right in Clash Royale, but you really aren't. And that's the same thing with self-improvement. Let's take the gym, for example. You are doing this exercise that you really think that you're doing correctly. And this is the point where you feel like giving up. You're winning and losing every single game in Clash Royale. You're not really going up high. You're having like fluctuations in your trophies. You don't really think you got any progress done. Same with self-improvement. You know, your physique still looks the same after like 3 months of working out, and this is where it gets hard. And again, you go on YouTube and search up the videos. For example, if you want to get better at Clash Royale, you start learning about king activations with the firecracker. And in self-improvement, you learned about progressive overload, which I'm pretty sure many beginners wouldn't know. And that's for me too. I didn't know what progressive overload was until about a week ago. So now I'm really starting to do progressive overload. This is basically how self-improvement is like. Now at this point, you've learned pretty much everything. Now you're just progressing by learning small things. For example, journaling is one thing in self-improvement that can really help you. And for example, in Clash Royale, there are many small things you can do, like to make your deck look better, make your skill set a little bit more broad so that you can experience better things. So yeah, at that point, the climb from 6K to 10K, you're just really learning from your mistakes and doing the small things to get better. And fast forward to 10K trophies, where you've basically met your goal. But, you know, you have to strive for more sometimes, so you go to Path of Legends. And, you know, this is where people really start to make the small improvements to become better. So if your goal is just to become better, there are so many other things to become better. Like you can have better respect, have a better physique, be better at school. It could be a lot of things. So basically everything is limitless. It's the same thing as Path of Legends. There isn't a certain ceiling for how many medals you can climb. So basically it's also limitless. Alright guys, so this is going to be the video. This is my first time ever making a video like this, and I didn't script it too, so I hope that this was good. But again, if you're new here, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next video.